Hi everyone, this is Annette Stanton. I hope you are well wherever you are in the world. And here we are in isolation, self-isolation, working from home, wherever you might be. It's interesting because I said to my husband over the weekend, Happy Easter, by the way. We've just had the Easter break, which has been very different this year, hasn't it, for everyone throughout the world. I said to my husband over the weekend, if I was to do a video on a particular topic, what would you want that to be? And he said that it's okay to not feel motivated right now and to not be hard on yourself. I said, okay, so here we are. I'm going to talk about not being hard on yourself if you don't feel motivated right now. So who here is in that position or might have noticed in the last few weeks going through different phases of, I feel like doing this, or I'm working now, or you know what, I just really in a state of, I don't know right now. I don't even know what I want to do. I don't even know where I'm meant to go or what's going to be effective in whatever action I'm going to take. Because most of the time, we have a list of to-dos, or we have responsibilities if we work in an office, or whatever your working place might be, and most of us are working from home at the moment, so it's left to our own devices in regard to whatever we get done around the home, in our relationship, in our working environment, wherever you are in the home, however you've set your working environment up right now. That works for you, and that's great because that's what it's about. So let's just talk about being human and being real, and the fact that we are all going through this together, yet everybody deals with it differently. So for example, my way of dealing with it is I need to be outdoors. This is the big thing for me. I need to be outside a lot, otherwise I feel my chest gets tight, I feel anxious. So to be outside, taking in the air, exercising a lot, whatever the case might be, that's my go-to, right? I noticed my husband in the first couple of weeks of business stopping, he went to the warehouse and just decluttered. He was by himself, no one else there, so he was just he hands-on, still feeling a sense of connected to work in the warehouse environment, which was the product and the services that he directly offers. So he was still able to feel that connection. And then since then he noticed, well, I'll do some work from home. We have an office upstairs, I have my office downstairs. So then that was when he noticed, oh, I'm in a different routine here, okay? So there was one day he said to me, he said, I just don't feel motivated. And I said, are you okay? And he said, yeah. He said, there's just nothing, and it's not, he said, it's not like me. I said, no, it's not. I said, well, are you able to give yourself permission just to be with where you're at right now? It's okay. It doesn't mean you're lazy. You're just going through a different phase. And also the fact is you've been full on with work, and it's like a holiday. All of a sudden, it's the full-onness isn't the same. So it takes a while to unwind and give yourself that time of when you're on holiday just to unwind and relax. Now, a lot of people are concerned that when they go home, when they're working from home, that they're not going to be as productive. Yeah? So the fact is, you will be if you be gentle with yourself, if you give yourself nurturing, supportive talk. Now, I'm not talking about if you know that you're depressed. This is different, yeah? So if you know that you're a worker and that you consistently enjoy your work, and yet it's just a different environment, then it may mean that you just haven't set up a new routine for yourself yet. And everyone's in a different place and space. As I said to my husband, he's been full on, and all of a sudden it's not at all. The workload that's coming in directly. And I said, well, what if this is a new opportunity for you to, recreate your business systems and really have a look at, but it takes time to sit back and reflect. Because you're not going to step right in and change business systems and reflect on your business when to transfer yourself from the doing mode to getting into a state of being and reflection is very different. It's a different way of being. It's a different way of doing things, and that takes time. So I said to him, well, what if you were allowed to, you gave yourself full permission to just allow yourself to tune into whatever feels right now. And he was sitting out the back and made himself a coffee, and I said, well, make that right for you right now. That's it, right now. Because something will come to and through you that says, go and do this, right? Whether it's in the garden, whether it's in the garage, whether it's go upstairs into the office and clear the papers. Whatever, you got to listen in. See, most people aren't listening in. They've already got the to-do list going on, and then they push themselves into the to-do list. So they never really connect, and they wonder why they're not energized at the end of the day. So this is about really connecting in to, what feels right for you right now, and how do you want to set it up so that you feel, all of a sudden, you feel a motivation, an inspiration that will come to and through you, and you will be in flow. You will be in your zone, where the word motivation will never, ever come into your space ever again if you continue this flow forevermore, right? To listen in. But most people make themselves wrong. When they feel lazy, they label it. Oh, I'm lazy right now. Or I shouldn't. Or one of my other clients who I spoke to last week said, I found myself just sitting and watching a movie, and I was telling myself all the shoulds of what I should be doing. So you were neither here or there. So she wasted that time anyway, because yet she chose to watch the movie, but she fully wasn't present enjoying the movie with her husband, because her mind was chattering about all the other things that she should be doing, right? So this is a part of the unraveling. It's giving yourself full permission. If you choose to do something in that moment, give yourself full permission to do it, and then at the end of that, you'll notice where to from here. And you'll be fully engaged in that. That's the power of presence, being in that space. That's where natural energy comes from. That's where inspiration comes from, and natural motivation. You won't have to push yourself to motivate yourself again, because you'll feel it. You'll be drawn to it. I really want to do this. I really want to step into the office. I really want to call this person. I really want to, right? But when you make yourself wrong and you put all the shoulds on yourself, as another one of my clients caught herself saying a lot in our coaching conversations, I really should do this and I really should do that. And I said, how's that feeling for you? She said, it's draining. I said, well, that's it. You're not going to succeed in that way. You're never going to feel productive, really. You will, and then it'll continue on. What's next, because that's the way you've programmed yourself. It's a totally new way of being inside of the doing, all right? So my challenge to you is to really be able to tune into that for yourself in a way that goes, well, okay, so what feels right for me right now? Ask yourself, what is it that I really want to do right now? Because most of the times we have so many shoulds and all the to-do lists of what we should be doing, have to do, what to do, and we're just in an overdrive, right? So it's really listening in, and this is an opportunity to be able to step back and reflect and go, okay, so what feels right for me right now? Now, it doesn't mean that you're never going to get to the other things. It means that when you get to the other things, you will be more productive, efficient. You won't even have to think about it. You'll be just doing it in your flow, in your zone. That's how it works, okay? So if you want to have any questions about that, this is something I'm very passionate about, living and working in your zone, in the flow, because the flow ultimately becomes a new structure for you. When you stay in your flow and you get conscious about, this is one of the tools that I use with my clients, is to get them to write down what their natural flow is so that they become conscious about where they're spending their time in their personal life, in their business life, whatever the action might be that they're doing. Is it something that serves them? Is it something that is naturally flowing for them? Yeah. At what time of day are they doing it? Then that becomes your new personal and business foundations. So why wouldn't you continue to do that? That becomes your model of what sets you up and no one else's model because it's different for everybody. It's tuning into that for you. Yeah. So that is where motivation comes from. Okay, because motivation is external. And if that's what it takes initially to have some form of motivation of external, whether it's having someone, exercising with you. But the thing with that also is when you've got someone with you, make sure that you're connected within yourself too, okay? Most people don't get to that stage because they're just so used to relying on external stimulus, but then they get exhausted in the end and wondering why things aren't changing. So I'll be happy to have a conversation if you want to go deeper into that. I will certainly be doing that in the next few weeks with you. Ask any questions and I'll be happy to, go deeper with you. And have a fabulous day. Stay well. Being in a state of presence, listening in to your inspired next steps, knowing that that's true to your values. This is Annette Stanton. Have a fabulous day. Bye for now.